Jim Morrison of The Doors is widely believed to have been an American singer, songwriter and poet, who served as the lead vocalist of the rock band The Doors. As it turns out, the truth is Jim Morrison was actually severely mentally retarded. Upon Jim's discovery, Doors band members Ray Manzarek and Robbie Krieger exploited his severe mental retardation for his lyrics, which made no sense, since their music also made no sense, feeling it was a perfect fit. How the general public could have missed this bigger picture is unknown, but it is guessed that the public's clouded perception during this heavily drug-induced era allowed for Morrison's ongoing exploitation and abuse by Manzarek and Krieger. Shake dreams from your hair, my pretty child, my sweet one. Choose the day and choose the sign of your day. The day's divinity. First thing you see. These are the opening lyrics used in the Doors song, Awake. This was also the answer to a question on Jim's 4th grade math test. If you have 5 apples and eat 2, how many apples do you have left? Graded with an F and still posted on his disappointed mother's refrigerator years later, Manzarek discovered the homework during a secret visit to Jim's parents' house behind his back and decided to incorporate it into a new Doors song. For Manzarek and Krieger, having a severely retarded frontman had multiple advantages. Where similar popular bands at the time had members with actual drug habits costing massive amounts of money per day, Manzarek and Krieger spent a fraction of that. Instead, spending small amounts of money on coloring books, Hot Wheels and ice cream cones to keep Morrison entertained. People just assumed from the get-go that Morrison was drunk, high, tripping on acid, or some combination of the three. Which at the time, added to the band's coolness factor. And then there was the mystery factor. People wondered what exactly Morrison's words meant. Putting weight to lyrics such as, I looked at you, you looked at me, and ride the snake, fans were in awe at what they believed to be some sort of high-level poetry with deep meaning. In reality, these were just the everyday words of a simpleton. In folklore, a simpleton is a person whose foolish actions are the subject of often repeated stories. Like when Morrison grabbed Janis Joplin by the hair at a party, in an attempt to mate with her, which caused her to break a bottle over his simpleton head out of fear. This wound up being further proof of Morrison's severe mental retardation, as no one in their right mind would ever consider, let alone want to mate with a pig like Janis Joplin. This would not only be extremely embarrassing, but also extremely dangerous, as the sexually transmitted diseases one would receive from Joplin were enough to kill a horse. Later, Janis Joplin's autopsy would reveal not only was she host to several life-threatening sexually transmitted diseases, but she was also host to approximately 8 that had not yet been discovered. 3 of which still have not been identified to this day.
Hi, my name is Derek Brash, and I'm an adult film star. You may have seen some of my films, such as Debbie Does Derek, Behind the Green Dumpster, Attack the Meat Sticks. Prior to shooting, we get tested for STDs on the location the day of. The guy that was doing the testing has been doing it for years. He's been in the industry. He's a great person. One of the things that I recollect, that I remember him saying, is stay away from a Joplin. And like, what do you mean by that? I guess Joplin was known to have all these STDs from sleeping with anybody, anyone, anything. And to this day, the 3 of the STDs are not known to man. The doctors can't figure out what it is, but they believe. Now, this is just me. Don't quote me on this. This is me hearing that possibly she contacted these STDs at a zoo. But that's all I have to say in the matter. But that's all I want to say.
Regardless, Jim Morrison remained obsessed with Janis Joplin for the rest of his days.
Janis Joplin. Yeah. You fucking bitch. God damn it. You should have fucked me. I would have been. Oh, God. Oh, yeah.
Fast forwarding to his death, Morrison had taken up with a woman named Pamela Corson, who had a sexual fetish for severely mentally retarded men, as evidenced by the fact she had previously dated Neil Young, who was also severely mentally retarded. Many believe her fetish mutated from what was initially daddy issues, as her father's name was Corky. After moving to Paris, France, Pamela realized Morrison needed constant supervision and protection from the world around him for his own safety. Much like a child, Pamela had to keep an eye on Morrison so he wouldn't attempt to stick anything into electrical outlets, or accidentally drink chemicals found underneath the sink, like bleach. She was successful for a couple of years until that tragic day, July 3, 1971, when she accidentally left him alone in the bathtub, causing his death. In strict accordance with French law, Morrison's funeral was closed casket, as freaks, abominations and the mentally retarded were not to be celebrated, even after death.